Hello, dear ones. I received a question about the difference between older souls and younger souls, the difference between more advanced souls and less advanced souls. So I decided to ask in the Akashic Records the masters and teachers and see what they have to say about it. So here comes the answer. I'm going to read it for you. Every flower is beautiful, regardless in which stage of development it is. When it is your garden, you are just as elated and full of joy when you see your flower plants break through the soil for the first time, as when you see them later in their full bloom. No one soul is more beautiful than the other or more deserving of God's love and appreciation. But the different souls are indeed in different stages of development. And just as every stage of child's development entails its own challenges and joys, so it is also with the development of a soul. A parent does not love a child less because the child is younger or older. Love is love, regardless in what stage of development the child is. A young soul is usually someone who does not take life too seriously and does not think too much about the consequences of his or her actions. A young soul has much easier life lessons to learn compared to an older soul. It is like comparing the lessons of a third grader versus a quantum physics university student. However, for the person who is facing a particular challenge, this challenge is always difficult to overcome. Otherwise, there will be no learning effect. So think not that one person is having an easier life than you might be having, for the tasks that are put on your plate are proportional to your own abilities to deal with them. An advanced soul, on the other hand, is someone who has already experienced and has seen a lot. It is a soul that has reached a level of learning of the more difficult life lessons. This person or being usually has already developed a lot of compassion for others and is willing and eager to help others on their path, even if this entails sacrifices and suffering for the advanced soul. Such a soul is often given a task with higher responsibility and bigger impact on people because it has the knowledge and the ability to fulfill it. And yet, the soul can decide to work on the given task or not, to complete it successfully or not. There will be no judgment. Lessons will be learned, conclusions will be made, and next time the soul will approach the task from a different angle and with more understanding and wisdom. So how can you know if you are an old or a young soul? Well, first of all, if you are a young soul, you will not care what kind of a soul you are. Life is still too exciting and you care nothing about soul evolution. However, if you're asking yourself the questions, how far have I come? What lessons do I still need to learn? How can I speed up my evolution? How can I help humanity or other beings? Well, then you are an older and evolved soul. Then you most probably have the burning desire to do good for others, to help the world and your fellow humans or the animals and nature. And you have the feeling that you have a mission in life that you must fulfill. Is one stage of evolution better than the other? No. Dear ones, you know that division is not of the love. So no, there is no one stage of development that is better than the other. A soul has to go through the different stages. This is the nature of life. And do you dare to judge life? And if you ask yourself why they are at all more evolved and less evolved souls, well, let us tell you. Souls take different paths through the stages of evolution, and some paths are faster than others. Also, a soul is like a thought, that emerges in God's mind. The thought then has a free will to start the cycle of exploration of existence and creation, and from which level to initiate the cycle. If you imagine that thoughts come in a linear fashion, you can see how some thoughts appeared earlier than others. And yet, time does not exist. And yet, space does not exist. And yet, it is all a dream. Are you confused? No. You're an old soul that knows what this is all about. We love you. Namaste. So this was the message from the masters and teachers in the Akashic Records. I personally like it very much because it removes all kind of judgment that I'm better than the other, you're more evolved than the other. We all have our tasks and our challenges to deal with, and they're all appropriate for the level and the stage at which we are. So we all have our tasks to work on. We all have our responsibilities, and we all get to enjoy life in different ways. Thank you for listening to this video. And if you have any other questions, feel free to let me know, and I'm going to ask them in the Akashic Records for you. I love you and see you next time.